Hey guys, it's your friendly neighborhood Vivi, and I am coming at you with another kind of idea video, except this is a bit more centered on Dungeons and Dragons. I even have a little Dungeons and Dragons free podcast type music playing in the background. I hope this can catch it, like the audio can pick it up. Ignore the Disney princess embarrassing background. I don't know, it's just my bedroom wall. So, here I go. Let's go through all of my Dungeons and Dragons characters that I have come up with over the years, or whatever. Alright, character number 1. She was my first ever character. Her name is Nyssyne Farland. She's a half-elf wizard, and she's lawful neutral. Her mother is a high elf, and she's in prison because she was a rogue in her past adventure group, and that's how she met her husband, my character's dad. She's in prison for stealing and stuff since she's a rogue, and her Nyssyne's father is a human, a bard, and she lives with him and the rest of their family / adventuring party. She basically grew up in a family where it's like kind of expected to be an adventurer. So she wanted an adventure her whole life, and she's just a young wizard, finally ready to go out on her own adventure. She has a godmother. They appointed one of their friends' godmother, who's a half-orc fighter. I think right now, in like not adventuring anymore, she works as a personal trainer that can be hired out to places around their village. Her aunt, who married into the family, is a human cleric, and her uncle, who's the bard dad's brother, is a wizard, and that's who taught Nyssyne all her magic. She's basically homeschooled. So, yeah. She was trained to be an adventurer and a wizard by her entire family, except for her mom, who was in prison, like, ever since she was very young. On that, who says the F word alignment chart, and I'm bleeping it out myself just so I don't get demonetized or claimed by YouTube. I don't know. She has not said the F word before and refuses to say it. She's friends with another one of my characters named Sekran. I'll talk about him later. She has self-esteem issues. She thinks everyone else in her family is special except for her, because they've gone on all these cool adventures, and she's still at home. She's not really doing anything. So until I start playing Dungeons and Dragons, she'll be just at home little nobody. I don't know. And she usually uses humor to deflect from her personal problems and issues. Like she jokes about things instead of seriously discussing things. Alright. Here's my second character, Delta Sims. She's a water Genasi, half human, half genie, and a bard. I wrote a little short bio here. Although she is a bard, Delta grew up on a boat in the middle of the ocean with only her mother for company for long stretches of time in between docking at ports for supplies, so you can imagine she's not the most social person. She's not the flirtatious type, but she wants to find true love the old-fashioned way, by meeting people. She often feels like she has to prove herself to other people to receive validation for her talents, so when she gets the chance to sing for a crowd, she nervously takes it, hoping to draw the eye of an eligible bachelor with a kind heart and an appreciation for music. She loves animals, but is cautious around them, fearing they might hurt her in some way. She treats people with this same caution. Her motto is, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, and it has gotten her through many stormy nights at sea. She is neutral good, and on that F-word alignment chart, she legally cannot say the F word. She likes the pirate aesthetic, like that whole Pirates of the Caribbean way of adventuring and like cool outfits and stuff like that. But she finds out very quickly that she doesn't like real pirates. They're not the most welcoming bunch. Her theme songs are "Somebody to Love" by Queen and "Strawberry Blonde" by Mitski. And as a bard, I thought maybe she should sing a little. So, and the only songs I know by heart and can change up the lyrics to are Disney songs. So I've written down a couple of Disney songs that I've remixed for a bard. And I'm going to sing them to you right now. So this is a singing video now. So, I can't really sing this first one because it's kind of very situational. So, to the tune of "Friend Like Me" from Aladdin, Miss or Mister, she'll substitute that in for whatever, and character name. Have a heel or two or three. I'm on the job, you big nabob. You ain't never had a bard, never had a bard. You ain't never had a bard, never had a bard. You ain't never had a bard like me. So that's one of them. She doesn't change up the Tangled healing song at all. Heal what has been hurt, change the fate's design. Save what has been lost, bring back what once was mine, what once was mine. And here's one for "Part of Your World" from The Little Mermaid. I'll let you be where the healing is, I'll let you join in the fight again. And that's basically all there is. Here's to the tune of "Friends on the Other Side" from The Princess and the Frog. Sit down at my table, put your mind at ease. If you relax, it will enable me to heal anything I please. I can inspire your future, I can sing a song or two. I look deep into your heart and soul, help your wildest dreams come true. I got melodies, arpeggios, and things I ain't even tried, and I got music on my side. And this one's a kind of a long one, to the tune of "Mother Knows Best" from Tangled. Delta knows best, listen to your bard, it's a harmful world out there. Delta knows best, one way or another, something will go wrong, I swear. Ruffians, thugs, poison ivy, quicksand, cannibals and snakes, the plague, yes, also large bugs, men with pointy teeth, and stop no more, you'll just upset me, mother. Delta's right here. Your bard will inspire you. Darling, here's what I suggest. Don't get cocky, I can heal you. Delta knows best. I didn't have to change a whole lot of lyrics in there because it kind of fits the adventuring style. Here's to the tune of "A Whole New World" from Aladdin. I can make you inspired, sing you cover by cover. When you need me, I'll heal you, make you like a shining star. A whole new song, a dazzling piece of melody. The DM could tell us no, or way to go. So now I'll sing a whole new song to you. And that lyric is kind of weird because it invites singing a new song after the one that she's previously currently singing, but I meant it to be like talking about the song that she's currently singing, so that's how it means. And then here's to the tune of "Bare Necessities." Look for the bard necessities, the simple bard necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the Bard necessities, that's why a bard can rest at ease with just the bard necessities of life. That's just replacing bear with bard, and I don't know why I thought that was clever, but I guess it is. That's one of the songs that I have lined up. And if I think of any more Disney covers that I can turn into bard songs, I'll definitely write them down, but that's it for now. So that's all I have for Delta. Character number 3 in my little roster is a deep gnome. They're gnomes that live in the Underdark, named Marblefist, and she was given the nickname of Cherry because she has red hair. She is true neutral. I thought of making her a necromancer, but maybe she could just do necromantic magic in some other class. I'm not really sure. But basically, she loves animals, and her dog died, and she blamed herself for his death, so she got into necromancy trying to bring the dog back to life. And so basically, she's a necromancer with a heart of gold. Yeah. In the F-word alignment chart, she regularly says the F-word. She's friends with another character named Bixora Nirid. I'll talk about her later. I headcanon that she has the voice of Naomi from 21 Chump Street. I might make a playlist thing or a video thing of OC headcanon voices with art of my OCs later on if I figure out how to do that. But I will. But that's who I headcanon her voice to be. Character number 4, Bixora Nirid. She is a Dragonborn Druid. She sees herself as non-binary, which is just, she doesn't really adhere to the gender binary. She's neutral good. She has silver draconic ancestry. Cold breath weapon. She was wait, I've been calling her she. That's not being respectful to her gender. They have silver draconic ancestry, cold breath weapon. They were exiled from their clan. They never truly felt comfortable in their own skin, and they love transforming into different animals on a whim. So they're kind of animal-like as a dragonborn, but they also like transforming into animals. Her goal is to find meaning. Their goal is to find meaning in life. How am I so bad at this they/them pronouns thing? Alright, the F-word alignment chart has not said F before, but can if so desired. And I think she would have the voice of, and they would have the voice of Angelica from Hamilton, Angelica Schuyler. They're friends with Cherry, they just kind of get along well. Alright, character number 5, Alystin Duskryrr. She's a drow, a dark elf, monk, and she's lawful neutral. She's always wearing sunglasses and a hooded robe and carrying an umbrella, so she's got that, fashion model aesthetic, but it's mostly just to protect her skin from the harsh sunlight, since she's from the Underdark. She grew up being told that all the other races are only good as slaves and the spider goddess is the best and stuff, but she soon began to resent that rhetoric, so if she could be an atheist, she kind of would, but she feels much more of a connection to monastic life, and she's sort of self-centered. She highly values herself because a lot of people just hate dark elves. They're kind of racist. She chose the monastic life, the monastery life, after hearing about it, but she was eventually kicked out for her proclivity toward evil. She wasn't the most pure of mind and heart. And so her goal is to find acceptance and personal happiness. Here, I have some quotes. Sometimes it feels like I'll never be wanted. I just want to belong somewhere that isn't evil. I want to prove to myself that I can do good, that I can be a hero. And I headcanon that she is bisexual. On the alignment chart, she regularly says the F word. I also kind of ship her with another of my OCs, Imogene Woodroot. I'll talk about her later. I think Alystin would have the voice of Veronica from Heathers the Musical. So yeah, that's basically all about Alystin. One of my more favorite characters. Alright, here's character number 6, Mantra. She's a tiefling rogue. She's chaotic neutral. She's an orphan. She was an apprentice to a shoemaker. She hates making shoes, but the shoemaker was the only one in the village that would take her in. Everyone else is very religious and fears and shuns her, so she taught herself how to lie, steal, and hide from a very early age. Her goal is to have acceptance and riches. She wants to be rich. And so I wrote down a quote for her as well. When people look at me, all they see is a demon, so all they expect from me is evil. So I started to play the role. Stealing, lying, cheating, doing bad things. It's almost easier than thinking about what I want to do with my life and figuring out what makes me, me. And I had canon that she's really heckin' gay. She's such a lesbian. She's a butch lesbian. That's all her thing. She regularly says the F word. She has a crush on Wish, who I will explain later. 2 theme songs. She Used to Be Mine by Sarah Bareilles, and Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. A lot of my theme songs are Queen based, but I love Queen, so yeah. I think she would have the voice of Shigo from Kim Possible. She's a badass as well, and headcanon to possibly be lesbian. Alright, let's go theater. Why do I keep saying theater? That's from my job, probably. Character number 7 is Wish Upon a Star, or Wish, a Tabaxi cleric. She is chaotic good. She originates from the Passing Lagoon clan. I got that from a name generator, so that's completely new clan, I guess. So she received a vision of a loved one dying one night while looking at the full moon. And when the loved one dies in real life, she takes it as a sign to go on a pilgrimage to the nearest church of Selene. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one accent. It's S-E-L-U with a caret over it, N-E. Goddess of the moon, and kind of a creation goddess in the Dungeons & Dragons mythos. She picks up random trinkets a lot. She's very much like Tinkerbell in the Tinkerbell movies. She doesn't read long books because her focus shifts too much. She's ADHD. In her time in the church, she had a reputation as a kleptomaniac and a lovable troublemaker. She would take pieces of string and shiny candlesticks and stuff like that. She's almost nocturnal, since she's a cat, basically. She naps a lot during the day, and she's wide awake at night. Her ultimate goal is to help people. She is asexual, and she has not said the F word before, and refuses to say it. I headcanon her voice as the voice of Regina Spector. And I ship her with Mantra, the Tiefling, or Tiefling, however you say that. I always pronounce it Tiefling. I see her as kind of a gray, tabby, Turkish Angora, and if you want to look that up to look up a fluffy cat, I could actually show you the fluffy cat. Gray, tabby, Turkish Angora. They are the fluffiest, cutest things in the world. Is that coming up? You can see that, right? That's a fluffy cat. And here's another picture. I downloaded these as reference pictures to draw from. So yeah, that's how I headcanon her looking, with some clerical robes and things. All right, that was the number 7. Here we go, number 8, Imogene Woodroot, who I ship Alystin with. She's a human paladin. She's lawful good. Her patron deity is Apollo, and as a baby she was left on the doorstep of an elder warrior one night, taken in as his ward, and trained as a squire. Apollo just kind of called to her as a god that could put a positive spin on any grim situation, so she she chose him as her patron deity. Her goal is to spread love and light and joy and banish darkness and negativity and hatred. And she, her alignment is has sworn off saying the F word, but has said it at some point. I think of her with the voice of Enid from OKKO, because she is a tough girl and stuff, so yeah. I might post links to, images of the characters. I might just post a link to my Tumblr where you can search up my Dungeons & Dragons characters. But yeah, that's Imogene. Imogene. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, even though I chose it. I don't know why. I thought that name was cool. Alright, number 9. Sekran. Or, as he likes to be called, Captain Faerun. He's a half-orc fighter, and his background is a soldier, and he's chaotic good. He was trained for combat by his orc father, fought in a war, was visiting neighboring cities when he noticed all the suffering people and injustice around him, and dedicated his life to helping others and fighting for what is right. So he calls himself Captain Faerun. His goal is to fight for justice and protect those in need. And he is literally what I created to be the Dungeons & Dragons equivalent of Captain America. I made him a half-orc to give him the natural super soldier abilities, because, like, a human can't really do that without some kind of magic. And I wanted him to be a fighter, and I wanted to make a fighter character, as well as an orc-ish character, just to challenge myself a little bit. So I was inspired to make a Captain America ripoff. I don't know why. So, he's friends with Nyssyne, and, sometimes he carries her on his shoulders, and they're just really good friends. And I had cannoned him with the voice of Markiplier. And he is, on the alignment chart, he regularly says the F word. So that's Captain Faerun. I'm still kind of on the fence about the name. Like, maybe I should make, the Captain blank part, like, a part of some city, in Faerun. But, like, I think I'm just gonna keep it Captain Faerun for now, because he's not really based anywhere. He's a wandering helper hero guy. So that's Captain Faerun. Number 10, one of the more recent ones, Andry Hilltop. She's a Lightfoot halfling ranger. She is lawful good, and she left her family's farm to study the ways of the ranger under an Aarakocra named Z, and that's me just repurposing one of my old failed OCs, because I couldn't really think of any important way to make her stand out, so she was just kind of an Aarakocra ranger. So while she was away from her her farm was raided by gnolls, and her whole family was killed, and she blames herself for not being there to protect them. And so she developed a specialty in hunting gnolls. Her favorite terrain is forest. She fights with a battle axe. She tries to stay positive, like Thor in Ragnarok and Infinity War, because, like, they basically lost everything, but they're still trying to stay positive and win the day. It's sad, but it's admirable. Her ranger archetype is Beastmaster, and she has a pet panther, which she can ride, because she's small enough. And she speaks with a country accent. And so I headcanon her voice is my voice with a country accent. So, I don't know, man. That's just thing. Her theme song is Run Wild by Lainey Jones, and she regularly says the F word. So, here comes the most recent development in the Dungeons & Dragons My Character Mythos, Isadora, or Isa Hardeep, or Isa. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I-S-A. Because, I was looking up names that mean strong, and I found I-S-A. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Is it Isa or Isa? I'm gonna say Isa. But then I would have to pronounce her full name Isadora. And then sometimes it just looks like Isadora. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I choose impronounceable names? Alright, so she's a human warlock. Her background is actually royalty, which I will get to in a little later. Her alignment is chaotic neutral. She is the youngest of 5 siblings. She was either a princess or some kind of nobility. She felt generally ignored her whole life until she pledged her allegiance to a planar entity. That planar entity I've not decided yet. I'm thinking maybe either a great old one or the what is it called? Something with a sword starts with an H. I don't remember. She's very smart. She picks up new skills fairly quickly, and she was trained to fight by the captain of the guard in around her place. Her goal is to be recognized for her talents. She can sing pretty well, but she can't dance for schist. Schist. That is a type of rock, and I use that as a placeholder for the S word. I learned that from Rick Riordan, the Heroes of Olympus series. Alright, her theme songs are What the HE Double Hockey Sticks by Avril Lavigne and She's So Gone by Lemonade Mouth. She identifies as aro-ace, aromantic asexual. She has not said the F word before, but can if so desired. But she prefers to say bloody HE Double Hockey Sticks. I'm not sure what can get me demonetized, because I've never really had to curse on the YouTubes. And she has a British accent, so I headcanon her voice is my voice with a British accent, so I don't know, man. But yeah, that's all my D&D characters. And I ever since I saw this, YouTube video today of this guy drawing his entire party, of his friends' characters and their dungeon master, I was kind of inspired to draw my characters, just my personal characters, all together, posing together, looking awesome, with a mystical hooded figure of me in the background as their creator deity. I don't know, man. But that's basically all I have to talk about with my D&D characters. One boy, a whole bunch of girls, and a non-binary dragon. That's kind of it. And this video has gone on long enough, I think. So, anyway, if you like the video, you can like it. If you want to subscribe, that would be great as well. Comment below on your thoughts and opinions on my characters. I would like to know if I'm doing anything wrong, or if I'm doing everything right, which is great. But I'm just throwing a shot in the dark with all of these because I've never played Dungeons and Dragons even once. But let me show you. I finally have my first actual dice set, so I'm that much closer. I have like 11 characters and one dice set. Just need friends now. Alright, so that's it for the video. Like, comment, subscribe, that sort of, all that jazz. And, as always, stay safe, remain unincarcerated, and do good work out there. Bye.